project. So, and I have copies over here if anybody wants to see them. I also brought 2 portfolios. Well, one of them's got a couple of things in it, the other one's full. So you can see the bad stuff and the good stuff. Because everybody does bad stuff. I just keep mine. As a reminder. Anyway, okay, talking about watercolor. Watercolor has the reputation of being the most difficult medium. Why? Because of its transparency and fluidity, which are uncontrollable. You can't do anything about it. When you paint in watercolor, everything is visible, from your pencil marks to your layers, any stroke you make, everything's visible. So, and you're very conscious of that when you're painting. Anyway, to understand the medium, think water. The stages and use of water is the key to success. And that's very true. In fact, I'm going to do a demonstration on the different kinds of wet on wet, wet on dry, etc., which you very rarely use them all in a painting, but it teaches you water control. It teaches you brush control. So that's why I'm starting with that. I'm not shaking too bad, I guess. I made a list of important things to know here. Materials. Can't stress enough, when you want to try the medium, get yourself some good paper. Don't go to Walmart and buy their watercolor paper, or you won't like watercolor. You just won't.
Did you learn that by trial and error?
No. I mean, my mother was a watercolorist, and I had it in college, so, you know, I knew that was like a #1 thing. But of course, unlike everybody else, when I was poor and raising kids, I bought watercolor paper at Walmart, and it's like, oh, no, I'm going to let the kids draw on this because that's all it's good for. But anyway, and I brought some, so you can see, this is all professional watercolor paper. You can take it out so you can look at it. And if you've ever touched watercolor paper from Walmart, you'll be able to tell the difference right off the bat. Skipping over a lot of things.
Much sturdier than.
Oh, yeah. My tips for that are professional grade paper always. It increases the fluidity of the paints and provides texture. Also, your paint doesn't dry as quickly. You have more time to work because there's more water absorbed in the paper. And that's basically the biggest deal with getting good paper. If you can, make sure it's mold made. It's 100% cotton rag and at least 140 pound weight. Anything less than that is student grade. I mean, you don't want to mess with that. I also have some information on cold press, which is also called not, which just means it's not hot press. Rough and hot press. I don't recommend hot press unless you are doing graphics of some kind. It has no texture at all. It's perfectly smooth. And that's usually for graphic artists to use that. And if you want to treat yourself, try some good handmade papers, such as indigo and sheepson. And I've got
that there.
it's heaven, believe me. If you're worried about price, and I know it's a concern when you just want to try a new medium, best thing to do is buy a full sheet of Arches, 140 pound. It's 20 inches by 30 inches, and cut it yourself to size.
An even better thing to do would be to call members of this group and say, hey, do you have a sheet of watercolor paper?
Yeah,
That
that too. But as a general and also if you like the deckled edges, instead of cutting it, you can tear it with a metal ruler.
Yeah.
Some of the thicker stuff you can. I tried to tear that indigo handmade paper with a ruler. No, I had to use scissors. Next thing are your paints. And once again, try to use professional or artist grade paints. As far as your colors being vibrant, you will see a big difference. If you have to go to a less expensive paint, Winsor & Newton Cotman is a student grade that's not bad. Also, Sakura makes a little travel kit, which when I decided to get back into watercolor, all of my stuff was long gone. That's what I started with. And good paper. And, okay, and brushes are just as important as your paper and paints. And used to be, and I only brought one, used to be the gold standard was Kolinsky Sable. And if you were an artist, you had to have Kolinsky Sable brushes. But in this day and age, there are several manufacturers that use synthetic fibers. Some of them, like Silver Brush, and this is the Black Velvet series. That is squirrel hair and black filament, and these are excellent brushes. I love these. I've got as many of these as I can get my hands on. Another one is all synthetic, Escoda Versatile, but they were engineered to mimic Kolinsky Sable. Excellent brush here too. Anyway, all these brushes have great spraying control, hold a lot of water and a lot of paint. And if you don't want to spend a lot, that's a good way to go. All right. And last but not least, my own personal tips, things I've found out the hard way. And it's try to preserve your whites for light areas and highlights. You never want to use white watercolor, ever, for any reason. All it does is make your color look yucky.
Chunky?
Yeah, it's very chunky.
And I think you'll go straight to hell if you do.
I think you're right. Occasionally, especially when I'm working on portraits, animal portraits in particular, if my highlight just isn't bright enough to suit me, I will use a tiny touch of gouache.
That's good to know.
And that's it. I mean, in fact, that's one of the few things I still have left from college, is my tube of white gouache. And it's Winsor & Newton Professional Gouache, white.
What is the difference between gouache and watercolor? I never really...
Gouache has...
Gouache is opaque.
It is opaque, and it's much more concentrated than watercolor. And you can paint with gouache. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I personally don't. I've only ever owned the white. I've never even owned any gouache colors.
I have a pretty cool set of pan gouache. I think they're German. That are fun to work with too, and not too expensive. But
You get the fluidity, you just don't get the transparency.
transparency.
Yeah. So. And mixing your blacks and grays using complementary colors instead of using it right out of the tube makes a huge difference as well. When you use it out of the tube, it looks dull and flat when you're painting. When you mix your own blacks, you see my lovely, dirty, filthy palette here. Got some of my blacks right in there. It just makes a difference. It makes it more luminous, more transparent. You can mix stuff with paint spray and get away with it. But, you know, for the most part, plus you learn your colors. You learn your complementary colors doing your own mixing. And then unlike acrylics or oils, you use water to lighten your color, not white paint. And colors that are complementary to the color you're using at the time are what you use to put shadows on the ball, not under the ball, but on the ball, you would take your orange, mix it with your blue, just a little bit, just to darken it.
To neutralize it.
Neutralize it. And then, last but not least, although sometimes you want hard edges in areas of your painting, to soften your edges, use a clean, damp brush and blend the edges out. And a lot of people don't understand blending either.
You'll show us how to do that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah, that was
I
great.
don't know.
That's a lot of good info. You'll send me a copy of that electronically so I can.
Yeah, oh, I will.
So I can post it in our document section of our work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Did anybody bring the extra water? I forgot to bring water except for what's in